Posts, they're the critters that we love most. A hound in a hat or a cat in a bow, they steal the show wherever they go. Southern claws and paws, y'all, fluffing fur at the roll call. A bark, a meow, a squawk, and a cheer. Best friends of the South are all right here. Muddy chins, a parrot talks, a lizard crawls. Life's more fun with Southern claws and paws. Big or small, short or tall, we got room for them all. Southern claws and paws, y'all, fluffing fur at the roll call. A bark, a meow, a squawk, and a cheer. Best friends of the South are all right here. South, we dress them the best. A possum on a leash, a golden shades, critter couture for the parade. Southern claws and paws, y'all, fluffing fur at the roll call. A bark, a meow, a squawk, and a cheer. Best friends of the South are all right here.
I do like that song.
Yeah.
It really turned out well.
It did.
That can be a very hard thing to do when you're working. When you have an idea, I've scrapped a lot, but I have an idea of what I'm looking for, and that one just nailed it. I don't know. It's a that happens occasionally. I've had that happen maybe 5 times. Of all the songs I've used AI to create, it would be if I write the lyrics, they may not fit the music right. There's a lot of variables to it, but sometimes the music I'm looking for is, hey, there's our cats. They know this is their time to shine.
He is being a pain though today.
I love it. Just claim it, superstar. I love that. But yeah, you get to music and sometimes, and I have found some music that I really liked, but the lyrics didn't really seem to fit the music, but I love the music. So I just made it a instrumental. And there's some things in the podcast I use like that. They're just, there's no lyrics, never were, because the music piece come out great because you can always redo them. I redid the one last night just as a trial, the Mama Said, and it turned out really well. I didn't tell anybody I put that in there. I just kind of shoved it up there, and I hid the other one. I wanted to see, because if you tell people about something, sometimes they get a preconceived idea. I like to see what they say. Either they love it or they hate it or they're indifferent. And I knew when I see Miss Elizabeth's head bobbing, she was good with it. So that's all I cared about. But it turned out really well, and actually, I've had somebody out there that follows me on the AI music who liked that song. So you hit it when you get like that. The song Southern Talk is like that. It just hit. Cornbread Man Radio, that one just hit. But it's a lot of fun. But I'm really glad because it's hard to think about what you want with the pets. I mean, it's all over the place. But anyway, it was cool. Anyway, I'm Dave the AM Cornbread Man, and we have the cat lady, Miss Jenneth, and this is our Tuesday night Southern Claws and Paws pet show. And I'm having a ball. I'm learning a lot. I'm still working on. We're going to get a session. We're going to get a vet at least once a month to ask the doc. I'm still working on that. I have reached out to someone. I've been inside. I've left cards. They've asked me to email them about it. I'm still waiting to hear back. If that one doesn't work, I will go to another one. But we will have that. I am hoping within the next month. by the next month, because it takes a little bit of time to set things up.
Yes.
Uh, look, I think those shows are beneficial. You bring business to them, and two is you get a chance to ask some questions by somebody who's actually, running a business, and you learn that way, and it's free. They're giving up free knowledge, and somebody will come and bring their pet to them. And these people are jammed up. I heard great things about them, so I'm really hoping that'll work out. Last week we were looking at foods. I did learn a lot about foods, and we're also I don't know if Miss Jen's prepared. She talked a little bit about breeders. She may want to mention some of that definitely tonight. And I'm going to try, because I almost forgot, real quick before while we're talking, and we're going to go into 2 or 3 things. I did get a video, and it's a real quick video of my granddaughter and her dog Coco, and I want to make sure I play that. I actually had it during the show last week, but I didn't take the time to load it. But I've got it right now, and it won't take but a minute to load that.
Okay.
If I can remember what I did with it. I may not have even I may have to do it on a break, because I thought it was there and I don't see it now. But I do have it. And I will find it and get that downloaded, because she did a good job of that. And I appreciate her doing it. She's talking to Coco. Coco's just looking around like, what's up? It's not easy to get them to talk sometimes, but let's see here.
No, it's not.
I mean, they don't, when you want them to do right, you're not ready to film. And when you're not, when you're like, okay, let's go, then they're not ready. So let's see here. I bet this has went down to I'm gonna have to look for that. It didn't go where I told it to go. So all files, maybe that's it. Let's see here. I think I got it. All right. It's loading. So hopefully, maybe. I may have to put it in another format. And if it don't, I'll get it. So yeah, it may not. I may have to download it and then upload it again into my video file system or software. My phone acts funny. Sometimes it puts them in a format that does not work in StreamYard. And but I'll get it. So anyway, I send your videos. We want to see your dogs having fun, being happy. We see Jen's cats. They're happy, having fun, knocking things over, stealing the stage.
Yes.
So all the kittens healthy. Everything good right now?
Yes, everything's good right now.
Fat and sassy, eating everything.
Yes. So
I imagine 6 cats go through a little bit of food in a week.
yes, they do.
We talked a little bit about that last week, about the territorial part of food bowls and everything. I was giving Robert a hard time about his cats. One's getting fatter, one's getting skinnier. Something's going on. There was and I didn't get the chance to pull the story. There was another one of those horrible stories. This one was, I don't remember where it was from, but they arrested a guy for abuse of animal. I'm trying to remember. This guy was just real bad, not a good person at all. And I think he was abusing the animals in a sexual way.
Oh,
That's
no.
sick. Yeah. So he got turned in or something, and he's going to jail for a long time. So just sick people out there. Unbelievable. What you hear about these horror stories of people having animals they can't take care of, abuse of animals. I don't understand it. If you don't want to take care of an animal, don't get it.
Yeah.
And I do think some people get maybe they're not. They could be elderly, and maybe they're just not really there anymore, and they just can't take care of themselves, much less an animal. You do have cases like that. You have some people. they don't reach out for help. There's resources they can get help, and there's people that would help. And it's just bad. Then you got the breeders we talked about. Some of those can be there's those that have great facilities. There's those that don't, and they just do it pure for profit, and they don't care about the animals whatsoever. And those situations are horrible for the animals. You know, I always think about when I see. I was, and thankfully the police are real responsive. I don't know if I told you. I do some security at a box store, and I was, of all the things I have seen in over 3 years of being at that place, I've seen the people run from the law. I've seen people get in arguments. But the absolute worst thing I've seen was a guy that came through with a pit bull, and he had a string tied around its neck, and he was jerking the dog along, and it was cutting into the dog's neck, and it was bleeding. And they were citizens that were chasing him and telling him to stop. They'd already called the authorities, and he looked like a mean guy. Like, he looked like crazy mean. Like, he kind of guy would kill you and not even think twice about it. Just a bad guy. And I told them when they alerted me, I said, I can't detain him. I can't. It was outside of the bounds. I said, we have to call the authorities. The lady said, I've already called them. They're on the way. They'll be here in 2 minutes. I said, okay. And I said, I can't leave the property. But we kept monitoring on him. And she was trying to get him to turn the dog loose until he left the property. They got there about the time he got to the next property. And he tried to run. They got him. And that lady that was filming all of it for evidence, she had on a really nice jacket. It was a cold, wet day. And she took off her jacket and put it around the dog. When McCamey come and got the dog, she sent the jacket with it to keep it warm.
Oh,
that was sweet. She came back by and updated me because they got out of sight and I couldn't see them. She came back by and told me what had happened, gave me the rest of the story. But you talk about making people sick. You can imagine walking right in front of the well-known big box store, and all these people are coming outside and they see this scene with this animals being abused right before their eyes. So it was getting ugly. But the authorities took care of it. He went to jail. So, and the dog went off to another forever home, hopefully. I don't know. I didn't know how to follow the case and know the dog's name or anything, but it is a place. It's a no-kill shelter. So hopefully somebody, and we highlight those dogs on here. So who knows? I might have even highlighted the dog. Don't even know because I didn't know much of really anything about it. So have you ever been out and seen somebody do something like that and just be mean to an animal?
Probably so. My mind is not good.
You're fine.
There's a homeless guy that stays up near the Dollar General, and he usually has 2 dogs with him. And I mean, he takes care of them. They're sweet dogs because I've talked to him, and I've petted the dogs. And I've, helped him out. I've asked him if he needs anything, and I've gone in the Dollar Tree and got him something. But I know one time somebody was talking about another pet come through, and I think his got loose from him and went after the other one, and they were talking about how they were like trying to chase them down so they wouldn't get into it. And I was like, oh no, because
that's a good that's a good topic when you think about it, because I have dealt with a lot of homeless people, and a lot of homeless people do have animals, mostly dogs. The ones that I know take better care of them dogs than they do themselves, but they take care of the dog or dogs. I have seen them with more than one. They will, they'll make sure it's out of the weather. They'll feed the dog before they feed themselves, and it is their companion.
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of people that I see with them are females because they're alone. If they don't have a partner, that dog is their companion, because it's scary. It's a scary place to be homeless. There's a lot of violence towards homeless people, among the homeless people, even. And the dog is a companion and a protector and all those things. Barry said the abuser went to jail, Barry, on that one. He said there was a guy who dragged a dog behind the back of his vehicle with a rope tied around it in Bartow County. He was
Yeah.
charged for cruelty to animals, but it wasn't that strict back then. The laws have been tightened up. The laws have
Yes.
absolutely been tightened up.
And I remember that too, what Barry just said.
You remember the case?
Yes.
What was the idiot's reason for doing it? Like, did he even have a reason?
I don't think he had a reason. It was just like, stupidity. And but I
I
wish
don't
the
get that.
laws would have been stricter back then.
Yeah, you would hope. I'm trying to look to send this picture a different way, this video a different way. There it is. Let me see if because I usually send my videos a little bit different, and I think that's what uh, caused the problem here. So there we go. Post. So it'll take a couple of minutes, but I'll be able to get this. It's just technology is funny, you know.
Yes.
In the meantime, we do have a couple things. We'll pull this up on screen. I love the picture.
Yes.
Good looking, uh, good looking picture of. That's a they're good. Make a good team. And you had sent this 10 signs of a clingy cat.
Let me get my papers here. I printed it off myself so I can see it.
So, does your cats cover all of these categories being clingy? A follower?
Yes.
If you're moving around the home, some of the cats will follow you.
Yes. Sunshine is the biggest one. He, I know some people will be like, oh my gosh, on the counter. But yes, he is on the island. And I'm walking from one end to the other one. And he's going back and forth just to talking. And I'm like, what? What do you want? And he's wanting a treat. But it's like he don't need a treat all the time. Oh, yes, I know, honey.
The picky eater, because they won't eat if you're not home. It's anxiety.
Yes, because I leave dry food, out all the time for mine. And even though I have somebody that stays here, they still don't eat a lot. They'll eat their wet food that she feeds them in the mornings, but the dry food, they don't eat too much while I'm gone. So,
And I don't know how you would know this, so I guess your mom could say a vocalizer. Well, some people have videos they can watch their animals, or cameras set up. I get that, but they meow when you're away. They feel lonely. Does you have some that'll roam through the house meowing?
yes, every once in a while, Mama, when I come back, she'll like, so and so, like, cried and cried after you left. And so, yeah, it's crazy.
Coco does that for Kaylee. She absolutely now during the day she's used to the fact that she goes to school.
Yeah.
She'll usually stay hid out, but there are times when I have heard her just whimpering. I'm like, it's sad, and I can't help the dog. The dog won't come to me. But if it's usually if it happens when Kaylee's away for 2 or 3 days to her mom's, because that's an extended time. She's went past the school time. The dog knows that. It's like, what's going on?
Yes.
She'll usually switch up and go to my wife. She loves my wife, and she loves her. And she will tend to go let her pet her and stuff and go see her, which helps my wife. My wife loves that. A nervous one. Clingy cats hide behind you when strangers are near, like a kid. Do yours do that?
Yes. They don't act like maybe hide behind me. They will go and hide. I have, like, the oldest one I showed last night, Alex, he'll go and hide. He does not come out. Um, Roxy hides. Munchkin usually will come out, and he'll, Sunshine, it just kind of depends. Sometimes he'll come out. Sometimes he's like, no. The two babies kind of hide, but they'll come look around,
Yeah.
So, especially with men, because see, there's no men here. So,
A trickster. Cats use tricks like purring for attention and treats. I think most cats probably do that.
yes, don't you?
A scratcher. Your cat scratches you when busy. They won't focus. Now, are we talking? And hello, Tony, there joining on Instagram.
Hey, Tony.
Your cat scratches you when busy. They won't focus. So,
Your cat scratches you and beats.
I don't know. Do you have that? I don't never remember that with my cats. Like I don't remember a cat that scratched me unless they were mad.
Yeah. No, I mean, they may paw at me or whatever, or like right in my face, but
Yeah,
never really scratched me. No.
definitely a bed hog. You got 6 of them.
Yes. Yes.
They definitely are clingy and wanting to feel safe and surround you. Do they all have a particular spot, or do they kind of move around depending on who gets there first?
Um, Alex and Munchkin are right at my head. Sunshine's usually like up against my legs, but he does come up there and get with his brothers. Um, Roxy's at the foot of the bed on the side by herself, and the two little ones are laying on my legs usually.
Well, they keep you warm in the winter.
Yes.
Position holder. If your cat wants you in one spot, they're insecure. So they don't like it if you move around.
No. Um, I
Or they
usually
get
don't try to move anyway if I'm in the bed, but sometimes I have to.
yeah.
But they don't. If they're on you, it's like get up and.
I've definitely seen pet demander. They nudge you. They want affection.
Oh yes.
They will constantly interrupt you. I bet you get that on the podcast, like you're on the podcast and they're bumping up against your leg and everything. We see them crossing the screen, you know, definitely wanting attention.
Oh yes.
Departure alarm. If your cat rushes to the door, they want you to stay. Do they do that? Any of them?
Yeah, sometimes they will like stay at the door, and I have to get them to go back and be like, "You're not going out here. I will be back." I mean, I talk to them like they're kids. It's like so.
I'll be back.
Yes, like I'll be
Sa-
back. It's okay.
Says at the bottom, having a clingy cat reflects a strong bond, balance their need for attention to ensure they feel secure. So yeah, interesting. All right, we got to find which ways you pet your cat. So which one of these? I saw that third one there, and I don't know why, but Robert popped in my head. The butt muncher. I can't help it. So I'm assuming each one of your cats has a different way they like to be pet.
Yeah. All of them like their heads scratched. So the brain eater. Um, the butt muncher, yeah. They'll get those hind legs up just as high as they can. Um, I don't do that. I can rub a couple of them's belly, and I do the turtleneck. And so yeah, that's about the only ones I usually do.
I I don't. I've never had cats that like the belly too much. Mine were pickier like that. I mean, they just didn't like that.
Yeah, some of them don't like that belly rub.
It was more the head,
See, I'm a bunny.
up under the chin. Did like that.
Yeah.
So
You are
there's
not the
your.
star of the show.
Remember to pet your cat responsibly. Superstar. And then we had. Now these are kind of small. We was trying to fit them on the PowerPoint. So cat behaviors explained. Cat noises. The purr is I'm relaxed. The
Okay,
meow is I'm talking to you. The chirp is my hunting instinct has kicked in. Now I get the first two. I don't know if the chirp. What is that?
they make this little when they're looking out at the window and see a bird or whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's their hunting thing.
If they're exposing their belly, they trust you.
Quit! I don't have that paper.
Wagging my tail, I'm. What does that say? Warning you, wanting you. What does that say? That's a little small for me to see. What was?
Probably wanting you because
Okay.
I have learned because usually if they twitch their tail, everybody says they're gonna pee. But I've learned that when they doing it, they're wanting attention and all that kind of stuff because Sunshine does it all the time.
Rubbing against your legs is considered marking territory.
Yes, they're putting their scent on you.
I never thought about that. I hadn't had cats in a long time. I mean, I was a kid when we had cats up until my early 20s. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I mean, I guess I'm thinking of a dog marking territory is a little different. I never thought about that.
Move, I do have that paper.
Why does my cat rise early? I have the zoomies. What is? I've heard my granddaughter say this. Coco has the zoomies, and it's really funny. What the heck causes that? Like, because Coco don't do it all the time, but there are times when she just, I guess I don't know. I guess you'd call it playing or something, or maybe after a bath. But she absolutely is in. I mean, she's like she's running the Daytona 500. She's all over the. It's crazy.
Yeah, Sunshine does it. I mean, he's jumping through the cat trees and on across through the TV and then, up and down. And like some of them say, like they're bored, so they're doing it to, I think, get your attention and stuff too.
And Coco had the zoomies. So the worst, like the funniest I ever saw it was because, like I said, she was a rescue, and she don't trust men. She just don't because it was a man who abused the dogs.
Yeah.
But she'll wag her tail at me, but she barks to protect. She's a Chihuahua, so go figure. But she was running around. Thank you, Miss Elizabeth, for the like. But she was running around the house crazy, and Kaylee said she's got the zoomies. I've never seen it this bad. What's going on? So like she was running around, and she was so not even paying attention. She ran up on the couch, ran back down on my leg, and was laying on my leg. She's never done that in over 2 years of that dog being in the house. And I didn't move. I thought, I didn't want her to scratch me. I thought she might scare her. And she must have sat there for 3 or 4 minutes. And then finally, within 10 minutes, it was over. And the dog wouldn't even come near me. It's crazy. The zoomies are wild. I'd never heard that before. But rise early, they say, is a zoomie. So I rise early. Maybe I've got zoomies. I don't know. I think it's just I'm doing podcasts, and I got to get to work and take kids to school. But it says if I sleep so much, they're conserving their energy. Oh, I like that. I'm just conserving my energy.
Yes.
I'm going to use that one. I don't ever get a chance to sleep too much, though.
We sleep a lot, don't we, Sunshine?
Knock things over. I'm exploring with my paws. Yours have done that all live on air.
Yes. Say I knock a lot of stuff over to get my mommy's attention.
Go outside its litter box. I prefer a clean bathroom. Uh-oh. They didn't like the condition it was in.
No, Alice was bad about that.
Barry says, I pet against the grain. They don't like that.
I don't like messing up their fur doing that. Ain't that right, Sunshine? Tell Barry, say, don't mess up their fur.
Good evening, Miss Elizabeth. Appreciate you
Hey,
stopping by.
hey, Elizabeth.
Bring me gifts. I want to make sure you are well fed. So I guess that's where they bring you the bird,
Yes.
the dead bird.
Mama girl, because she was outside, she would bring all kinds of things and put them in the carport and the back door and stuff. I'm like, I don't need that. Thank you very much, though.
Oh, scratching furniture. It's driving me crazy. I'm giving myself a manicure. I've
Yes.
unfortunately, there's a lot of that. I know that's why you have those things, so they'll do it on that, but they'll still do it. Gotta watch them.
Yeah, the babies are still kind of bad about it, and but the other ones are a lot better. But the babies are still, and I'm like, stop. So
Yeah, these last ones you see a lot, licking themselves or cleaning themselves up, kneading, showing my affection, licking you, I love you. So yeah, some of those I have not heard of. I have not heard of,
yeah,
or I do.
Roxy licks me a lot. She's a licker. I mean,
I look like Rob there for a second as your co-host. I thought, what? That big head sitting there. I got to give him a hard time. Now this one you may have to cover. I can't quite see it because I didn't
yeah, I
download it
printed it
right.
off. So
But the talking dog. So tell us about that one. What is that? What's that saying?
it's like dogs communicate using body language more than they do vocal. Here's a quick guide to get a good idea of what your dog is telling you. Look at the whole dog, head, face, body, tail, to get a more accurate idea of what the dog is saying. Then it's got fearful, anxious, and stressed. In all cases, respect the dog's need for space and offer signs of appeasement and peace. See the doggy do's and don't poster. So, excuse me. The tail position, if they got it tucked and stuff, you know, they're scared,
Yeah.
when they've tucked it. And in line with the spine is their stress and anxiety with that one too. They're on standby. Will you stop? I'm gonna lock you out. And low and wagging and wagging slowly and having it low. They're kind of anxious about what's going on. Then you got sniffing around and shaking your head and scratching. It's all up there with the fearful and anxious and stressed. And it
Yeah.
says,
Coco goes low to the ground, tail tucked, and she'll shake.
yeah,
You can
nervous, shaking.
you can see her shaking.
Mm-hmm.
If something has scared her. So absolutely.
And it says, if you do not read correctly, stress, anxiety, fear often lead to behavior commonly commonly goes into aggressive as the dog attempts to make it clear that they're uncomfortable. So they'll start, getting up and growling and then barking at you and everything. I mean, then if they're content and happy, they're blinking at you and licking and kissing and wagging and rolling around and their tails relaxed and high up wagging and everything. So you know that they're okay to play with.
Absolutely. That's cool. It's good to know the body language of your animal. You know,
Yeah, another.
I have seen kids like they get the you might have a family that's never really had pets, and the little kid says, "I want a dog for Christmas," and the family says, "Okay." And they go out and they buy them a dog, or they find a dog or whatever. They bring it home, and they turn the dog loose with the kid, and the kid don't have a clue how to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen people like it's almost like a coach, maybe even neighbors, and say, "Hey, that's not how you do that," and they'll just kind of step in because they don't know how to take care of the dog, and they're not. It's not that they don't like the dog; they just don't know how to take care of the dog, or it could be a cat. They don't know how to read the dog. They don't know when the dog's not liking something. They don't know when the dog may be fixing to bite because it's getting upset. There's things that they just don't have a clue.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're doing something to the dog they think is cute and funny, but the dog don't like it, and you can tell. It's like, you better stop doing that. It don't like it. The dog is letting you know it does not like what you're doing. You need to stop. So
Yes.
I've seen that. And then we have pictures of the happy dog. Yeah, Coco does all that. Kind of worried, yeah. But she's a Chihuahua, so she's angry all the time. She is so protective of my granddaughter. Oh my gosh. If she was a big dog, I'd be scared. Because she will run out and stand guard at the door of her bedroom and just let you have it. Like, don't even think about coming in here. And of course, I take a step that way and she runs under the bed.
Well, my cousin and them, I think it's been a couple of years ago, they rescued a miniature Doberman pinscher, and she had been abused, and so Haley was the one that ended up was holding her as they were going home. Well, she
Yeah.
bonded with Haley, and so it ended up it was Haley's dog.
Yeah.
You come near Haley, this dog was going to tear you up. I mean, she was not going to let you near Haley. So she slept with Haley and stuff. And when they tried to go in there to wake Haley up from school, I mean, they said it was awful. And every once in a while, I mean, they would muzzle her just to keep her from barking. I mean, she's gotten better as it went on because after Larry had passed, I went over and stayed some. So I was like, "Come on, Penny," and Haley would be gone because she's gone to school and stuff, and she'd come and get in my lap, and I'm like, it's okay, but yeah, but if Haley, and if you was over there next to her, she would go after you if you're not careful.
We had a guy, and he was a nice guy, but he got some trouble in his life, and he spent several years in prison. Now we're talking about a guy who learned to be tough in prison. Be tough. He didn't take nothing from nobody. He was a nice guy, but that dog so spooked him. He was afraid to go towards the restroom. He would take and when that dog started coming out, he would he would just explode. Like, I would say, "Hey, dude, the dog won't bite you. I'm telling you, it's a fake. It won't do it." But the more you respond, you're amping the dog up.
Yes,
you
they
just
can
got.
tell.
Yeah, I said the dog is reacting off of how you're acting. If you just don't go towards the bedroom, it'll go in there and bark at you. But it never left really. It's never bitten anybody. It's never gotten. It just comes out. It acts like it charges you. It acts like it's going to tear you up, but it'll turn around and go back. I could never get the guy to understand that, and I was like, "Dude, you can't do that." Thank you, Watchman, for some international news there. I hadn't heard about that. Breaking news, I guess. So a lot of strikes, a lot of things going on around the world, man.
No, yes.
Thanks for updating us. Let me ask this question. I saw this article. Do your dogs recognize facial expressions? And I guess we could say cats too. I don't know this particular about dogs, but do they recognize your facial expressions? Do you think?
I think so.
This article is by Krista Williams and a couple other ladies, or maybe one gentleman, excuse me. And they're all veterinarians. But they say, dog owners often consider their pets to be a part of the family? Absolutely. And since both dogs and humans have similar social systems among their own species, they meld together into a single family quite well. Long-term bonds develop between family members as they spend time together, live in close proximity, and share emotional experiences. Close relationships are founded on good communication. Spoken communication is unique to each species, but nonverbal communication like facial expressions and body language are often shared. This shared communication means that the canine members of our family can potentially understand us. How did a canine-human communication develop? And I didn't think about this, because this is true. Many years ago, the status of the canine-human relationship changed. No longer were dogs valued only for the work they could do, herding livestock or protecting the home. With the advent of processed dog food and improved veterinary care, dogs moved from outdoors to indoors and were socialized into the home. And although there may have been dogs way back that were kind of at home, that was true. Most animals stayed outside. You didn't have the house dog. I mean, it was a dog that did protect, warn you if trouble was coming. They might help with cattle or something to, get them moving and all that. Even if they were a family sort of pet, they stayed outside, a lot of them. In this new environment, dogs learned to decipher human nonverbal language. They interpreted human moods, anticipated human needs, and were rewarded with food, shelter, and love. This positive reinforcement stimulated increased canine effort to understand their humans, because they wanted more treats, obviously. Humans are the center of the canine world. They depend on us for the basics of life, food, and shelter, so they monitor our every move. I bet your cats are watching your every move when you're in the home. I bet you, when you're moving, they're watching, like, what is she doing? They know when we are rushed or relaxed, happy or mad, focused or available for playtime. They are wise creatures that realize our moods affect them. A good mood may mean an extra snuggle, while a bad mood may mean that it is time to hide under the bed. There was a friend of mine, they had a dog. If that dog did something it wasn't supposed to, he could just call that dog's name, and it knew the tone of the voice. It would take off and hide under the bed for hours. It's like, uh-oh. Well, first thing it would do is it would collapse to the floor with like the legs and paws straight out. Like it would collapse all the way to the floor and kind of tuck its head in. It knew it was in trouble. It'd say, you tore that up, or you chewed that, or whatever. And then you're in trouble now. And the dog would take off and go hide. It's like a kid trying to hide out. So how do dogs? Oh, hey, wait a minute. I missed this section. Dogs do not have to understand every spoken word to get the gist of a conversation, especially since only 10% of what humans communicate is actually verbal. Nonverbal posture, gestures, body carriage, and facial expressions communicate 90% of what we have to say. So our dogs have learned to monitor these physical actions very closely. How do they do this? Dogs at close observations result in a form of communication. As most pet owners acknowledge, our dogs recognize our facial expressions. A frown tells a pup something is wrong, and a smile makes his tail wag. Now, there is scientific evidence to validate the observations. The University of Lincoln in the UK performed a series of experiments demonstrating canine ability to recognize facial expressions. In the test, dogs were shown 12 images, 2 of a person and a dog looking negative or angry, 2 looking neutral, and 2 looking positive or smiling. As the dogs viewed each of the images, the scientists measured their reactions and assessed whether the dogs responded to the facial expressions of people and dogs in the same manner. They concluded that dogs are more sensitive to changes in facial expressions of other dogs, but they show different responses to human expressions too, where positive, negative, or neutral. Dogs are so focused on our faces that they respond differently when they cannot see us. In another experiment, a dog was placed alone in a room. His owner and a stranger walked in through separate doors, crossed in front of each other, then exited through different doors. Dogs focus longer on their owners than the strangers. When left alone again, the dogs waited by the door where their owner exited. The experiment was repeated with the faces of both the owner and stranger covered. The dogs were less likely to focus on the owner or wait by the door for them, illustrating the importance of facial recognition to dogs. So here's how you test this with your own dog. This will be the end of it. Sit facing your dog and break out a huge smile. Your dog will probably relax his ears and wag his tail. Next, make a frown and furrow your brow. Your dog will likely respond to this stern look by backing up a bit and looking guilty. Your dog, like generations of dogs before, has developed the ability to recognize and respond to changes in your facial expressions. Interesting. So they are watching you. They people watch, or we more they owner watch. Like they watch the master. Like what are they doing? Where are they going? Are they happy, sad, whatever? And they've learned. So yeah, they start responding to that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see through the eyes of a dog, so I don't know exactly what they're making out and everything, but they definitely have an ability to read you. I guess you could go back too. Dogs don't like to be stared at. There's that old thing too. If you stare down a dog, the dog will. It messes. They don't like that. It kind of makes them aggressive in a minute because they don't like being stared down like that. It kind of freaks them out a little bit. But yeah, if you're happy, smiling, everything, they do. Coco definitely watches me. I mean, definitely. She sometimes she gives me the side eye, which is funny. She will look at me. She won't actually look at me. Like if Kaylee has her on her shoulder and I'm looking at her, she'll switch sides so I can't see her face.
Oh.
I'm like, you little rascal. So we'll play this little game and she'll just keep switching. She never gets mad. And Kaylee will kind of turn and say, you look at Paw. She won't do it. What's funny is here's the deal. Now maybe she was scared, I don't know. But actually when we first got the dog, now Kaylee took her out, held her while we signed the paper and paid the money and all that stuff. She held her in the van. She actually brought a school friend and we went together. They're animal lovers. And so we went to the pet store right away because we needed some things that we didn't have. So I held the dog while we walked through the store. The dog never showed any kind of anything. And but once she bonded with Kaylee, that was over. Dog does not want me to hold her anymore. But another thing funny about that, we went to PetSmart or whatever it is, and I went around the corner to look at the aisle. We were going to get a collar. And I don't remember what those dogs are called. They're like really big. They're big dogs, like big white dogs. It's on the tip of my tongue. This guy had 2 of them in the store. And when I went around the corner, both those dogs just let out a long bark. It's the kind that like rattles your insides because it's so deep. It's a guttural. I just froze. He said, don't worry. They don't bite. I'm thinking, that's fine. We'll choose another aisle because I thought the dog would really be freaked out. These are huge dogs. I couldn't imagine walking to a pet store with 2 of those things. If they both, for some reason, decided to take off, ain't no way that guy's holding them back. These are massive dogs. Crazy. Last thing I have tonight is true or false. Got a true or false. Are dental chews a good substitute for brushing for dogs?
True.
This says false.
Huh.
It says within hours of a pet finishing off their meal and licking their chops, sticky plaque begins to accumulate on their teeth. If not addressed, this plaque, combined with minerals like calcium in the saliva, harden into tartar within 24 to 72 hours. And of course, once that's formed, the only way you can remove it is by professional dental cleaning. However, you can prevent that by brushing your pet's teeth daily and providing veterinary approved dental treats. You can use the treats in conjunction, but you've got to brush the teeth.
Still need to brush the teeth, yeah.
I didn't know this was a daily thing. I got to be honest with you. I'll have to ask Kaylee. There's no way in Hades our dog is going to let me brush its teeth. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't see my cats. I only have one, well, two. My oldest one is probably needs a dental cleaning. And then Sunshine, he has something going on with one of his top teeth. Every once in a while, when he's eating hard food, he'll cry out. And I told her about it, and she said that there was something that we need to keep an eye on, and it was like red and stuff up there. So, but I don't see me trying to brush any of these teeth either.
Hello, Jake.
Hey,
So
Jake.
let me ask a dumb question because I got a lot of dumb questions. So the old dog or the cat has a bad tooth. Will the vet actually pull a tooth from an animal, or do they just treat it?
Yes. If it's bad enough, they will pull it.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I swear I didn't know that. I didn't know. I just didn't know it. Like I said, I guess it could become infected or something and
Yeah.
rot.
Abscess and stuff and
Yeah.
everything.
And you actually go to the vet for a dental cleaning, just like a
Mm-hmm.
human does.
Yes, and they're very expensive because I've never done any of my cats, but I've never had one. The vet that I used to use. She's never really looked at their teeth and said anything. But this vet, when they get their checkup and stuff, she looks at them, and she'd already mentioned about Alex's, and I think she said February they run like a dental special where it's got so much off or something. So I guess when they do that, I guess I have to go and get his because they are. I mean, when I looked at them, they are kind of coated and stuff, but I've just never done it, because nobody. And I knew you could possibly have problems, but another dentist has never told me, need to wash these teeth. So
one last question: So if they clean the teeth, a cat, how do they? Is the cat awake or do they put them asleep or something?
they put them to sleep.
I was fixing to say, it's got to be some kind of show to try to hold the cat and brush its teeth. So here would be my next question to that, because I really don't know. Do they give them something they chew on, or they give them a shot and it kind of makes them just groggy out, or what do they do to
I don't know because since I never had it done, but I guess it would be kind of like if they were getting fixed or something, just totally, a little gassed out, you know, put to sleep. But
that's wild. I
because
thought
see,
about that.
my baby's got to get fixed Thursday, so
Uh-oh.
yes.
Oh. The cat will be mad. It's like, what did you do to me?
Yes, bless her heart.
Gets extra attention for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Do they you bring them home the same day, or do they keep them overnight?
Bring it home same day.
Interesting. So how long have you had this vet that you using now? How long have you been with them?
Probably 3 years now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I went to a vet one time I didn't like. I think he had gotten old. He'd been here for years. I don't think he's even living anymore. And like sometimes they get cranky when they get older.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like this guy. I thought I will never use you because I didn't like the way he talked to me. I didn't like the way he talked to the animal. Uh, Probably time to retire. Just seemed like it was just a job then. And I just attributed it was getting old age and probably didn't feel good and was just, I don't know, maybe even burn out. I don't know. But there are bad vets out there, just like a medical doctor. There's bad vets. You got to find the right one that, or like a dentist. I mean, I've had bad dentists myself. I've had some great ones, but you get a bad one, you'll know it. So you don't want your dog or cat to be abused. You got to check these folks out, read their ratings and all that. Nowadays, everybody puts all this stuff online.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to hide that. I mean, you're always going to have one or two people going to try to trash somebody. But if you're like a 98% good, that's outliers. But you might look on there, they might be like totally trashed. Like, whoa, what am I doing here? I did hear about, this is not a vet, but I did hear about there was a doctor in a certain field that was so bad. Their clients were only new clients. People had been going to them, wouldn't go back because they found out how bad they were. So when they slowly, it took a long time. Like it slowed down because they didn't get enough new ones. They moved their business to like the next town, 30 minutes up the road, 30, 45 minutes up the road, and started the process all over again, just as sorry and low down as you can be. And I remember one of their workers called me one day and was trying to get us to pay a bill, but they had done something that they wasn't supposed to do. Anyway, long story short, I said, young lady, I am so sorry that you've been put in the middle of this. This is something your boss should have handled. They didn't do this right. We will not be paying any of this. We're not obligated to pay it. We're not going to pay it as a company. And I said, she said, well, I don't want to tell him that. He'll get mad. I said, well, you tell him to call me. I'll be glad to tell him. But I would hate to be like that. I said, maybe you should find a new job. If your boss is that bad, find a new job. So, well, an hour just flies by. I love this show, Miss Jen. Thank you so much. You bring so much to it.
Oh, thank you.
You're a ray of sunshine. And I like the shirt.
Oh.
Life is better. Got all the cats on there. Good cats.
A friend of mine made this for me. So.
Cool. I do need to get somebody to make a shirt for Kaylee who's got Coco on it. She would be for her birthday or something. Now it'd probably be Christmas because we already passed by the birthday, but I need to do that. And we'll need to get something up in the shop for the podcast about the pet show as well. We'll do that. We'll work on something that really fits and looks nice and all that. And so we want to represent. Thanks for everybody that stopped in. I appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm sorry, Barry. I was let's catch. I know we're just slightly over. Let's. Barry said false because they have to often scrape the tartar off their teeth. So he was all over that. They used to use but James Harriet said they used pills to put the animal to sleep, and then they. I don't know because he does voice to text. I'm not sure what that last part was, but so they do different things. Barry says, "Hey, thanks for that."
Yeah, maybe next week I put my computer in the shop, so I can't. Yesterday I had Rumble up on my phone so I could see their comments, but tonight I'm running blind. So
yeah. I appreciate it. It does take more than one to catch everything. So I appreciate it. But we'll be back next week, next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Send us your pictures of your animals. We'd love to have it. Southern Fried Podcast at yahoo.com. a video or a picture, either one. If you'd like to come up, share something, let us know. We can do that. Next week, I do want to look into the breeders a little bit more. I just didn't have the information yet, but I definitely want to look at that.
Yes, I'll see if I can find more. I do follow one on Facebook and I follow one on Instagram. So 2 different breeds that they do.
Yeah.
So,
is your vet a chain or just an individual?
Just the individual that he started, and then he built a new one on the same lot. It's been several years, and he's retired. So there's 4 women there now, and I used one mainly, and I've seen another one with one of my other cats when the other one was out, and then there's another girl that my best friend uses, and then there's a new girl there that I haven't had to use because I've always had somebody there.
We might have you reach out to them too. That might be another option too. You already have a relationship with them, so that kind of helps.
Yeah,
but we'll see. So we'll talk about that offline. Hey, folks, have a great night. Miss Jen, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. Y'all just have a good night, and thank y'all for joining us.
Y'all pray for her cat. It's gotta go under the knife, as they say. Will not be happy, but this must be done. But we'll see you next week, and other shows will be coming. But the pet show is every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Thank you, Miss Jen. Folks, we'll catch you next time. God bless, and pray for us. We'll pray for you. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Get the song going.
Posts. They're the critters that we love most. A hound in a hat or a cat in a bowl. They steal the show wherever they go. Southern claws and paws, y'all. Fluff and fur at the roll call. A bark, a meow, a squawk, and a cheer. Best friends of the South are all right here. Muddy chins, a parrot talks, a lizard crawls. Life's more fun with Southern claws and paws. Big or small, short or tall, we got room for them all. Southern claws and paws, y'all. Fluff and fur at the roll call. A bark, a meow, a squawk, and a cheer. Best friends of the South are all right here. South, we dress them the best. A possum on a leash, a golden shades.